Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, October 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 80 in hour one of today's show. Well, the big news surrounding LSU football program, Brian Kelly has been fired by the LSU Tigers. We'll break all of that down for the majority of the show. Hour three, we may get into a little bit of New Orleans Saints, but very LSU heavy on today's show. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane Studios, starts now.
Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Ooh, you're scary.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town. With Jacob, Hester, and
Matt Flynn.
Terrifying and terrible.
live from the haunted
Raising Cane's
studio, here's Jacob, Hester, and
Matt Flynn.
Yo, and welcome in to OTB, here live from the Raising Cane studio. Jake Flynn, Alondra Tate here with you, and there is no delay. Let's go ahead.
Let's just jump right into it. We even skipped the Yo's.
And jump right in. Well, I'm just letting y'all know the Yo's were because of the performance in the field on Saturday more than anything, which we'll certainly get to. A lot, obviously, to get to. Over the last, I would say, 24, 36, whatever number you want to put on there. Obviously, a lot has happened. LSU has fired Brian Kelly, and we'll dive into it all. We will get into all the nitty-gritty. How did we get here? Where are you at right now? Where do you go in the future? If you were in the stadium on Saturday night, maybe you're not surprised. Maybe you're not surprised by the actions of LSU on Sunday to let Brian Kelly go. That was as embarrassing of a loss as I can certainly remember. We were talking in studio here right before we hopped on, and there's been some moments where it's been tough. Tay mentioned when you lost to Troy there. I'm like, yeah, that one still is not as bad. I remember being on the sideline for the Texas Bowl where you had 39 scholarship players and you got a receiver playing quarterback. Although Chew Breeze went out there and was playing pretty well.
Respect.
It was still like,
Put some respect behind his
this
name.
is pretty embarrassing. That Saturday night was the most embarrassing, I think, that I've ever been associated with. To have the lead, to give up the lead, to get punched in the mouth, and just have that game spiral, and then everything that happened after the game, and them, as you put it, Matt, basically dancing on your grave after the game.
They did.
That was all a step too far, and you knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, there's one thing about there's one way to get beat in a game, right? There's another way to kind of get embarrassed. And the second half, we got embarrassed the second half. And then they did. They danced on the grave. They dunked on you after the game. And the optics behind it certainly pissed a lot of LSU fans off.
Yeah.
A&M fans taking over the student section, them doing their Texas A&M, whatever, with Warham, whatever it is. And they sway back and forth. The quarterback talking about that they weren't nervous the entire time during the game. And they said, Death Valley was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Their coach saying it. The great Tommy Moffitt and them getting a revenge game and, taking, which they should have, taken pictures on the Eye of the Tiger. Like, they turned Tiger Stadium into their home field. And if you're the man in charge, that falls on your shoulders.
Yeah.
It is your fault. So they had enough. Obviously, donors had enough. That was a big question, right? I mean, I don't know if anybody really thought that this type of move would be able to happen.
Yeah.
There's a dollar and cent. There's a business side of this. There's people that have to take money out of their pocket for this. And it's a lot of it. It's a lot of quiche.
Yeah.
And so it was this big question. Could it happen? Would it happen? Well, you just got embarrassed on your home field. You haven't been fun to watch leading up to this. The people were disgruntled. People were waiting for something. And then when that happens, the way it did, the antics on the sideline of, undressing your assistant coaches, yelling at play, like all that stuff, that none of it looked good, right?
Yeah.
And then people just said enough is enough. They got together. And of course, like this show, we're going to kind of break all that down. There's a lot of rumors. This might be a rumor show. Who knows what it is? We're going to present you with the facts that come out and that we do have. But, a lot of it's speculation. A lot of it's speculative right now. We don't know what we don't know at this point in time because everything is so fresh. But we do know that Brian Kelly has been relieved of his duties.
Yeah, and the last 2 years, and there's so many different ways that we're going to attack this today. And Tate said it, yeah, maybe at some point, maybe we get to the Saints. That performance, who cares at this point. But you got, like, the last 2 years, A&M has beaten you 66-13 in the second half. I'll say that again just for those that haven't heard that. 66 points for the Aggies to 13 by LSU in the second half. You've led them at halftime the last 2 years and lost because it was 66-13 in the second half. Like, those are things that can happen. Also, Matt talked about him yelling at the assistant coaches on the sideline. See, some of that I don't get to see because I'm calling the game and I'm on the radio. I went back and I watched a TV copy this weekend. Of course, we watch a coach's copy. You don't see that on the coach's copy. Like, it's all.
Right. Yep.
So I went back and I kind of watched some of that. And some of the questions like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? How do you not know what you're doing? How do you not know how this is the outcome? Like that, that was troublesome to me. Again, like, I don't get a chance to see this. And so because I'm either calling the game or I'm watching coach's tape. But when I see that, and then it was my wife, she's like, that's kind of every game. I was like, every game? She's like, every game. Like, that's troublesome. Like, this is your team. You're the leader in charge. This is your offense coordinator. This is your defense coordinator. This is your special teams coordinator. You should know what's going to happen before it happens. Like, when a play's called, like, you should know the outcome because you know everything that's going on within the program.
Yeah, as a head coach, it's your job to be familiarized with every single intricate detail of every play call and understand what the concept is. So, like, we are certainly not lip readers, but it's pretty easy to read lips out there. And when you are continuously asking, what are we doing here? Why are we calling that? You can't call that in that situation. Like, you have the final say of everything. So that's why it was his head on the chopping block. I mean, he has the overall say of everything. But look, I mean, the antics on the sideline, it's a terrible look for not only your program, but let's talk about the individual players watching it too.
Yeah.
Like, the individual players, of course, like, there's, like, coaches are going to yell at players. Fine. Whatever. There's a way to do it. There's a way not to do it. There's always needs to be mutual respect between that. But that's part of being a coach. You have to know what works for your players. You got to know there's a time and a place for everything. Yeah. But I don't know if I've really ever seen a head coach in the face of assistant coaches as much as I've seen it. Maybe if tempers flare every, like, once in a while.
Yeah.
But usually they're getting after it on the headsets, like talking to each other on the headsets, and they're not making a display of it.
Yeah.
It was really obvious that it was what just happened. I don't know what just happened. I'm confused at why we did something or why we called something. I didn't step in to stop it. Now I need to go make sure that other person knows I'm blaming him for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he, like, had the peripherals of saying, like, I need to make sure everybody else knows it was somebody else's fault or what. But that's sure what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, Charles says inside the Batty Ford chat, Saban yelled at coaches. Yeah, we're not talking about, like, yelling at coaches. It's the what are we doing? Why are we doing this? It was also, like, the things that were being said that we're talking about.
Yeah.
At least for me, like, viewing that, and it's like, what are we doing? We can't do that on third and whatever with no timeouts. Okay, well, one, like, and we'll get there. Trust me when I say we'll get there, the game breakdown of Texas A&M, because, again, what the hell. But, like, as soon as that comes in as the head coach, it's like, no. Because
right.
I know this offense as well as you do as well.
Yeah.
That's next.
Yeah. Yeah, Saban yells at his coaches, like, some. But more,
when
it's
Saban
like
would yell at his coaches too, it was like for the individual on the field that messed up.
right,
He would just yell at their position coach.
right. It wasn't like, "What are you doing?" Like, don't call it. Like, it was. Let's call it what it is too. Like, some people can, like, if you do it naturally, you come off pretty all right. It looks natural. If you do it in a fake way, it comes off as a fake way, like you're trying to make a statement. Like, there's a way that, like, some people are look cool when they use curse words. Some people just try too hard, right? And it seems like this is one of those situations where, like, I'm going to yell because I'm trying to pass off blame here. Well, I guess the buck stopped here.
So there's going to be a lot of talk of what went wrong, and eventually we'll get to maybe what the future looks like. And I know, and look, this is
There's going to be a lot of speculation. I mean, this isn't like,
oh, for sure.
we don't know facts. We don't have facts, and it, like I said, it'll trickle in throughout the day, and we'll present them as they pop up. But a lot of it's just going to be speculative and kind of talking about what the next step is.
And look, this is how this works. There's going to be a lot of rumors. And I was telling y'all, like, at 9 a.m. yesterday, I had ESPN, Yahoo, On3, somebody from those, like,
Who's who?
And it was like, I was like, guys, I'm just trying to get ready for these 10U flag football playoff games. I'm trying to jump on the trampoline with my daughter. Can y'all let this rest? But, like, that's how this works. And I only bring it up to say, like, over the next days and weeks, that's how it's going to work. And those guys are going to find it out. We'll have that information, and we'll give it to you. So we'll talk about the future, and we'll speculate on maybe which direction you go on here and more. And certainly in the first hour, it's more of what went wrong, what did not go right. And, you know, the more that you start to peel back the layers and you start to look at, you know, some of the conversation, a lot of the conversation has been, this isn't new. It's been over the last, 2.5 years, is fit, and this doesn't fit, and that doesn't fit. And I do I understand that part of the conversation, but, like, more than just, like, not a fit. He's not, you know, this, that, and the other. The thing that like, as you peel back the layers, is there wasn't the buy-in to what you have to do to be LSU and win national championships. So it's not necessarily about fit. Like, that's not the conversation.
It's a subjective term. Like, what does that mean? Like,
you don't have to.
People say you can't. No one can put a finger on it.
Right. You don't have to be somebody that graduated necessarily from LSU or from Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Because we have seen others come here and buy in and love this place and, you know, endear themselves to the fans and give you every single thing that they had to make sure they didn't disappoint you. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that you didn't see here.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't and I'm not saying they didn't work hard, you know, but you've got to fully give yourself over to a place and a job like this. Mm-hmm. Right. And, like, when you hear some of the things of going on vacation during bye weeks, it's like, okay, well, that's not how you do this. That's not what you can do. You can't do those things. Like, when you
during, like, critical times.
During critical times, but I don't think ever. Like, once July 15th hits, in the NFL, maybe it's a little bit later in college, maybe it's 2 weeks later. We go into the football facility, we shut the door, we lock it, and we hide the key. And then in December, we look for the key again. Mm-hmm. Right? We can take a little breather.
Yeah.
and then we go right back in. And that's what it is. That's what it's all about. It's like everything you do from that time is focused on how do we make the LSU Tigers great. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's some of the things that you didn't see.
Yeah. And you know, like it or not, when you decide to take a job like this, when you decide to take that contract, when you decide to take that amount of money to do that job, like, that's your life at that point. Like, you have to be all in. You got to be sold. And, you know, of course, like, all we know is to talk about what we hear, right? And you go vacation on things. You talk about, you know, there's rumors out there about not being in the office quite as much as we needed to be. But you talk about the fit. The fit thing has come up so much, and it's like such a glaring statement to me because you can't define what fit is. Obviously, it's not geological. It's not where you're from. It's not about anything.
Coach Saban, Coach Miles.
Yeah.
Those guys weren't.
Nobody who's gonna be like besides Coach O. Like who you gonna find in the same state that's gonna be a head coach?
Yeah. When I think of what it takes to fit into this place, it's somebody like Jay Johnson. So Jay's from the West Coast, like that. He has no ties to Louisiana, but when Jay came here, and I've had conversations with Jay about this, like he wanted to be the Nick Saban of college baseball in his work ethic and what he gave to the program.
Yeah.
Like you can't drive by the box, and Alondra can back me up on this because she goes over there and works baseball. You can't go to that stadium and not beat Jay there, outlast Jay there, not see his car there. Like that's just the way that guy works. And I'm not saying it's the only way to do it, but Jay Johnson gives every ounce of everything he has to make the LSU Tigers great in baseball.
Yep.
And if they lose, Alondra, you'll back me up on this. If they lose, it's not because Jay didn't do everything he possibly could to have them prepared.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Like you said, he's from the West Coast, but he embodies what I feel it means to coach here at LSU. Like he's passionate about it. He works
it's the
hard.
thing he loves more than anything outside probably of his wife.
Right. I mean, you heard him that one time when we lost, I don't remember what series, and he was like, I was up till like 3 a.m. just staring at the moon, drinking orange juice.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, this man's psycho, but I love it.
Yeah.
Like, so yes.
I think the people of Louisiana, like when they talk about fit, they want somebody, for one, that's genuine. For two, that when they say something, they know that they mean it. And like it got with this Brian Kelly, or got off to a kind of a rocky start with that, right? With the, we laugh about it, but the fake accent and all the just kind of, it's like you can tell, like, when somebody is truly, truly bought in and in it and authentic with it. I think being authentic is the key word here.
Authenticity is what you're looking for.
Authenticity, it's a big word.
I saw you go for it.
But you ask, I'm asked all the time for years, and I ask other people, and I hear other people talking, and it's like, hey, what do you think about Brian Kelly? And it's like, I don't know. I think he's pretty good.
Don't really know him.
Yeah. And so when you don't know that, like, the people of Louisiana, LSU fans, want somebody that is all in, bought in to the program, and then that can tell when that man speaks. It's like I know what's in his heart when he speaks. I don't know if we've ever known that.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of like have the writing on the wall now, but I mean, it's one of those things. Fit to me is being genuine to yourself and genuinely love and respecting the state of Louisiana and Louisiana State University. And, not to say that Brian didn't want to. The will was there. I know he gave his own money for, to put into NIL and do all this stuff. Like, I think the will was there. I don't know if the love or the authenticity was ever there. I don't know. That's all kind of speculation. It's all opinion. That's subjective. But when you ask people, hey, what do you think about Kelly? Like, I don't know. Well, I guess we got to wait and see. I don't know.
Right.
It wasn't ever like oh man, this was an awesome, like so pumped up about it. It wasn't ever that. It was always, I don't know. And that's an issue when you're 3-4 years in it and you're still saying, I don't know.
There's so much, and I know we have a clock today, even though it's not going to feel like it. It's going to be a little bit all over the place, and so we'll go ahead and get out in front and apologize for that. But like, even it's a small thing, and this isn't even like to do with our show, just more like the station in general. Like every single week, Jay Johnson comes on this radio show. Every single week, Kim Mulkey comes on this radio show. Every single week, Coach O came on this radio show. And again, it could be Hunt Show, Matt Show, Haney, and I. Like, I don't care. More the station. Brian Kelly went on Paul Feinbaum show. And that's not to say that, like,
don't do that.
Oh, my gosh, well, how'd you mistreat us? I'm saying, like, Jay and Kim and Coach O, like, they wanted to talk to LSU fans. They didn't care to talk to SEC or their sport fans. They wanted to talk to LSU fans.
Mm-hmm.
And when we started doing that with Jay, like that was his one thing. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm going to talk to LSU fans every Thursday. Absolutely. Like, we'll do that every week. And that was him. Like, it wasn't even like us asking him to do it every week. He's like, we'll do this every week.
Yep.
Those are the things that we're talking about. And it seems like a small thing, but those things start to pile up. And, like, those coaches wanted to talk to LSU fans. They wanted to talk to the people that are listening to us right now. They wanted to talk to the people that are in the chat every single day. And they said that. Like, those, like,
when you talk
to
those coaches, you genuinely know who those people are as a person.
Yeah.
Right? You genuinely know that they care about their program and about the kids on that team and about the fan base. Like, there's no question in that.
Yeah.
There's no I don't knows when you ask what their opinion of Kim Mulkey or Jay Johnson is. There's no I don't knows there. And I just don't, we can't say that we ever truly, whether he did or not, I don't know. It just, being genuine, it never seemed genuine.
Yeah.
And that's my definition of the fit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't, on a map, I don't really care where you're from. I think it's all the things that we just talked about. It's something we'll continue to talk about. So many different directions that we can go with this deal. At some point we'll come back to what the record was. And
so what are you going to do? We kind of have a thing on this show. We're going to do it? Eulogy?
I'm down for this.
Maybe a little bit later.
Should we do the eulogy?
Yeah, let us
we've
know.
done it for every other coach. Let us know
I feel
inside
like
the
there's
chat.
no exceptions.
That's right. We got a standard here on Off the Bench.
Yeah.
We can't make exceptions, right?
Right.
I don't think so.
Let us know in the chat if you want us to do a eulogy. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe it's an hour 3 situation.
Yeah, feels like an hour 3 situation. We're glad to have you here with us. Obviously, big day for LSU athletics, and there's a lot of jobs that are open right now. But just know, and I don't care what anybody says, I'll fight anybody that wants to argue this point.
Put them up.
The LSU job is the best job available because the LSU football job is a top 3 job in the sport. Regardless of what job was open, it would be in the top 3. Even if you don't agree with that, you can't deny it's a top 5 job. That's what it is. You're LSU, and almost said a curse word there, and
do it.
You are going to have the opportunity to change the direction of this program and get it back to the LSU standard if you handle it right. And we'll talk all about that when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
What's the situation for FCC fines in a situation like this?
I don't know.
You got like slap on the wrist type deal? Because your boy got sweat on the back.
I think they make exceptions for the situation like that.
Yeah, if your coach gets fired at your school.
But if you do get fined, you know what you should be drinking?
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
I enjoyed a big Dos Equis on Friday. Had some good old Superior. Sat down. I think it was. It was a big old. Like it actually looked like it fit in my hand. If that tells you.
Wow.
Exactly. Go for Dos. Maybe you're celebrating something. Raise a glass. Drink a Dos Equis.
Why would you be celebrating?
Just saying.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
It's weird.
You got a bye week. Maybe you got a little getaway plan. You should enjoy that with a Dos Equis. It's always a great time to go for Dos.
Go for Dos, that delicious Mexican lager. Make sure if you're going to do it, drink responsibly. And like you said, if you're celebrating anything, make sure you're drinking Dos Equis. Go for Dos.
Surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan. and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunnyquip.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we
This ain't no disco. It ain't no country club either. This is LA. All I wanna do is have a little fun before I die. Sits a man next to me out of nowhere. It's apropos of nothing. He says his name is William. I'm sure he's Bill, Billy, or Mac, or Buddy. And he's playing
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB, here live from the Raising Cane's studio. One of the things that we didn't get to there in the first segment, and look, this is going to be all 3 hours, so if you're looking for anything else, probably not the place to be today. It's obviously the biggest news in Louisiana. It's the biggest news in the SEC, and it's one of the biggest news pieces in the country. When Brian Kelly first got here, look, in LSU at the time, you know, it obviously wasn't going well, and we all know how many players you had. And, look, it was going to be an uphill battle for sure, whatever. But we had been so used to a lot of the same people being around the program. And, you know, some people might look at that and be like, yeah, well, when you bring somebody new in, he needs to bring in his people. And you need to bring in some of your people, for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. But there was, like, everybody had to go mentality. And even if you go back and listen to the shows that I don't even know what show I was doing. I guess it would have been OTB at the time. It's like that didn't make total sense to me and T-Bob, okay? You got rid of, you know, Corey Raymond, and you got rid of Blake Baker, who was there. And look, Blake is, look, I'm friends with Blake, like close with Blake. I don't mind telling that. You could probably guess that. And Blake wanted to be here so bad. And like, his wife played soccer here. Like, LSU means something. Louisiana means something to him. And he was, you know, linebacker coach. And like, you didn't retain Blake Baker. And so he goes to Missouri, becomes a rising star, and then you had to go crawling back and hire Blake back. And Blake wanted to be here. We know Corey wanted to be here. You had to do the same thing. you had to try to right the wrong that you didn't do from the very beginning. Like, those are a couple people, but it's not just coaches. I mean, it was people within inside the building that have been there for forever, that have been through 3 national championships. You think that happens by chance? Or you think those people knew what they were doing? And those people were a fabric of the team and the school and what everything that it meant. It's kind of going back to the same conversation. Like, those people in that building would have jumped on a grenade for LSU. And they're not football coaches, but I'm just talking about people around the building. I'm talking about from every job that you can imagine. Director of ops, director of recruiting, head coach, secretary, like whatever, anything, dietitian, like whatever it would have been, strength coach, whatever it would have been, like those people would have jumped on a grenade for LSU. And they've been through 3 national championships with 3 different coaches. And it was like such a, we got to get rid of everybody. Like, and then you found yourself having to go back to multiple people that we're talking about there because you're like, oh, well, actually they did do things the right way. They did have a deep desire for this program and this place, and they'd given their entire adult life to LSU in those 3 letters. And, like, you have to have those people in the building. Again, you want to bring in your own people. I get that. I understand that. It's got to be a mixture of both, but it was overcorrection, to say the least, like from the very get-go.
All right. Everything you're saying, 100% accurate. I want to talk about that from a former player perspective. Since Kelly's tenure began, and look, there's a lot of things that we've known and heard for years, right? Now, being LSU fans, we're optimistic. We hope things turn around. We hope there's success. But when there's not, these kind of things start to come to light. From a former player perspective, for the majority of people that I talked to, that I played with, that we sweat with, we bled with, we fought with, and the people that came before us and the people that came after us, there was always kind of a feeling that, whether it's true or not, that they were a little unwelcome in the facility at football ops. Now, you could go. It was just, there was a lot of different steps to have to go. Unless you were like a former superstar person that you could kind of have the access. But the access was kind of taken away. From your former players.
And I'm going to let you speak on this more than me because I'm doing the
you
calls.
I just hear it from the people from everybody that we played with.
Yeah.
That's not like the superstars, right? It's like they never felt really welcome. Like before this, but when Coach Miles was here, Coach Ogeron, they welcome players to come back and work out in the facility. They had lockers. Everything was welcome. They would always ask for former players to come back and speak to the team, be around the team.
Yeah.
So I think people felt isolated, and they didn't like that about this regime. Now, no one, complained that much because we were hopeful that, whatever, new coach wants to do his own thing, doesn't want a ton of the former players back or around, fine. But you better win.
Yeah.
And in this day and age where you have this NIL culture of you're paying players to come in, they might not have, in their heart of hearts, they might not bleed purple and gold, but they're there to play the sport as best they can. And you want to develop culture with a bunch of every single year. You got all this turnover. You're going to have more turnover next year. All these turnover, new guys, people coming from different colleges all over the country that have, signed somewhere else out of high school.
Yeah.
And they've transferred twice, and now they're at LSU because they're getting paid, and they got to play well. In this world, I would think it'd be paramount, absolutely paramount, to have your former players that were here, that care, that will die for this program, that will absolutely do anything they can for that eye in the middle of the field. I would think you would want them around, creating that culture, setting it all the time for these people that have transferred in because of money to come play football. And that's what I'm glad guys are getting paid. I love it. It's great. I would think you would want that culture to be set by people that have been there, and not just from the top guys, the guys that have, won the Heisman or All-Americans,
right?
But from the guys that grinded, the guys that were position players, that were role players, guys that fought and scrapped and had to earn a scholarship in their second or third year because they just loved LSU so much. And that was, whether right or wrong, whether this is correct or not, whether they meant to or not, it was taken away from a lot of that. And it started, and when you want to isolate your former players a little bit more to what you were talking about, it started with, as soon as Brian Kelly got here, it's like when you get sent to prison and you send a message about picking the biggest guy in the yard to fight. He went there and fired a man that every former player loved. Tommy Moffitt was beloved by every single former player, and you went and you did him wrong and you fired him. And I don't know if you meant it or what, but the man had to pack up a cardboard box, and the optics of it were terrible.
Yeah.
Had to pack a box, load his car in the rain. And if you want to get rid of him, fine. That is your prerogative. You are welcome to bring in your own people. There's a way to do things. Not everybody is the same. And you isolated, I want to say, the majority of your former players. It got started on a rocky road and a rough foot. Like, that is not how you endear yourself, especially in this NIL world, when you got to have those guys around. And you went and picked the biggest guy in the yard, and you fired him. And guess what? He packed his bags, and he reloaded his car in the rain, and he just came and beat your ass in the rain.
Twice, last 2 years in the second half. And that's after he was told that he's going to be retained. And then got the rug pulled from out.
There's a right way and wrong way. And, my God, if you pick the wrong person to do wrong, you make enemies.
And last point before we take a break, we're going to try to stay on clock as much as we can. It's not going to be easy.
Every 2 minutes past.
I remember somebody from, and I don't know who it is. They're not here anymore. And there's a lot of people in and out from here and there, from Notre Dame, whatever. I remember somebody telling me, because I asked that question, because there was a story of Ethan Postic was in the weight room, and Ethan's still playing in the NFL, by the way, and he was like back working out in the weight room, and almost like was asked, like, what are you doing in here? He's like, I'm working out. Like, I play for LSU. Like, I'm in the NFL. Like, we always do this. And so, like, that's where it started. And I'm like, hey, like, why is that happening? Like, why is that going on? Because, like, we used to have lockers in here.
Yeah.
Where we worked out, and like they would keep, like, if we were in the NFL, we had a locker, we had a loop, we had like, and they embrace it. And they said, well, being in South Bend, Indiana, like nobody's from there. And so like nobody lives there and nobody moves back there. And so like it's never really been a thing. And so it's overwhelming for all the people that still live around the program and are still wanting to be in the building. Like, we just haven't ever really had to deal with that.
Yep.
And so we're trying to navigate how to deal with that. That was the answer that I got when I asked the question, because it made me angry, because I'm like, Ethan's not from here. Ethan came here. Ethan was a great player here. Ethan's still a great player, still playing in the NFL. And that was the answer that I got, was it was overwhelming because nobody moved back to South Bend and tried to come back to the facility at Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. And so they didn't know how to handle all of us still living here and wanting to be around the program.
And they didn't handle it.
Nope.
They did not. So, you isolate the former players and you lose a pretty big, what could have been a good support group for
And I also think it means something that we do move back here. I'm not from here. I'm from Shreveport. I'm from Louisiana. I'm not from Baton Rouge. Matt's not from here. He's from Texas. Dick Dixon's not from here. He's from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I mean, we could go on and on of the people that aren't from Baton Rouge, aren't from South Louisiana. But where do we find our way back to? Baton Rouge and South Louisiana, because we love
we were just
this
a fit.
place.
We were a fit.
We were a fit. We were a fit. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to Bujo'sElectrical.com, Bujo'sElectrical.com. Give them a call today to set up your consultation. Get a free quote there to have them come out, check out where they would install your generator. And remember, they can slab it, install it, and you're ready to go. They're in stock right now. It's more power. It's more protection. On the North Shore, it is 985-397-1562. In the greater Baton Rouge area, it is 225-300-9389. Give them a call today. Have them come out. BoudreauxElectrical.com.
That's right, BoudreauxElectrical.com. Your Generac whole home generator dealer. So if you want that peace of mind, we're kind of past a lot of the storm season, but you never know. Like last year we got a random 8-10 inches, whatever it was, of snow, and power went out everywhere. Make sure you got that peace of mind to protect your family, protect your things, protect the things in your freezer, whatever it is. Give them a call today. Go check them on their website. Get that request a free Generac quote right there. BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
All right, welcome back in OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Got some good news.
What's that?
Votes are in the chat. Hour 3, there will be a eulogy happening on this show.
All right.
Better get to typing. Might be electric.
Might be. A lot of like, why are y'all just now speaking on this? Like, should have been talked about. Like, you don't get the get then. Like, the last thing I'm gonna do is give any other fan base or anybody else like the opportunity to crap on LSU. Like, you're gonna try to figure it out internally. You're gonna try to speak to the right people. You're gonna try to, like I said, like I spoke up and spoke out for former players. And look, I'll give Jake Flint, the strength coach, a lot of credit. Like Jake started to like say, yeah, no, we're gonna have some former guys that are able to work out in here.
Right.
So like if I'm out there and I'm doing that, instead of trying to fix the problem, if I'm just sitting here whining about it, then that doesn't help my school. And I'm gonna do everything I can to help those 3 letters. And so that's just the way that I'm going to handle those situations. I'm not just with this coaching staff. I'm gonna try to figure out how do we help LSU and how do we try to fix those wrongs.
And there's one thing, like if you want to do it your way, that pisses some people off, makes some people upset, it's fine. But you better succeed at it, right? So you don't just because somebody's like not pleased with something doesn't mean that they need to go out and speak out about it, because you're still hopeful. It's the 3 letters. It's LSU, man. We still want the most success no matter what. So,
and those things are happening in person, real conversations to try to fix those wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
So
kudos, man. Kudos to the people that stepped up to make a decision. I know there's no, right time to do something like this, and I know it's. I don't think that many people thought it could be done from a financial perspective. How is it going to do? How's it all come together? We still don't know how. I know the conversations on the buyout are still being discussed, I guess, quote, from a lot of different people. What does that mean? I tell you what, we don't know. I've no idea. I don't know if you could settle it. I don't know the details on it.
Everybody that
it'll come out. It'll trickle out.
It seems like everybody that we talk to seems to think that it's not going to be the $53 million.
Right.
They seem to
I don't know
think
how
it's going
that's possible, but
I don't know how it's possible either. I don't know what those conversations are like.
I don't know if he takes like another job off, like the payment offsets, like in the contracts in the NFL. Like if you're getting paid and get cut, whoever signs you next, that money you get there, you don't get it from both teams. So I don't know if it's a situation like that, but coaches' contracts are out of control. I know that. Absolutely out of control. It's ludicrous. I said ludicrous. Luda. I'm pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, we could tell you celebrated it.
I got the Eye of the Tiger on today because I love LSU.
Oh, I mean.
What's up? Oh, you got the old school.
Hey, got old school.
110% cotton.
Well, I figured
y'all are sunshine pumpers.
It needed to be it needed to be an old school day, right?
Let's go.
It needed to be an old school day. It needed to be.
Should have brought your neck roll.
A little bit different.
This was a neck roll day, I feel like.
Well, hey, don't tempt me with a good time, but
let's go, Frank. Bring the fullback back.
Yeah. If anybody would, my man Frank would do it. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Couldn't hurt. It would be a bad thing. At some point, again, we're going to try to catch up on the clock here this segment, but at some point, like there's things that we do want to show on tape as well, like in this A&M game, the good, the bad, the ugly. There was some things that were good in the run game. I think you have an emerging star at running back. I think that you have a couple of positions that played their best game. I think Trades Green, and Matt pointed it out multiple times this morning already to me, I think he played his best game as an LSU Tiger.
Very well.
So there's things to highlight. And obviously there's a lot of things that went bad. You can't give up 2 sacks against those edge rushers where you didn't touch them. Like you didn't put a hand on them. You didn't whisper to them. Like those things can't happen. So we'll get to that as well. But it is going to be all LSU all day. We'll continue that process when we come back here. It is OTB Live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GoTommies.com, G-E-A-U-X, Tommies.com, GoBearded.com as well. We've been telling you they got that contest going on here in early November. What a cool deal that they've got going on. And you know, Tommy, he's obviously passionate, and they're going to give all the profit to CAA here in Baton Rouge, right? So they're doing this for charity as well. Cool event that they've got going on, and different categories. Different beard lengths are going to be in the competition. Mustache, so maybe I find my,
so.
I got a couple of weeks still to grow it a little bit.
I'm a follower. I'm like a poser now. Kind of shaved it.
You might need some just for men to make sure that fills in. Go to GoTommies.com. Go to GoBearded.com.
Hey, if you're going to, good luck beating Tommy without a beard. I mean, my God, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Hey, if you got a project happening, windows, doors, siding, they are the best lifetime warranties on all their projects. They will guarantee anything that they install. So if you have a project in place right now, make sure you give Tommy's a call to get a price and just talk to them about the product. They are the best. GoTommies.com.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB live from the Razor Cane studio. One thing I'll say, and I saw some in the chat, and look, we appreciate y'all being in here. Almost 1,500 people watching right now. So we do appreciate it. Love the interaction. Keep them coming. Good, bad, indifferent, agree, disagree, whatever. You know us. We're going to interact regardless. One of the things I did see, though, like, can you have teams play hard? Can you have the same passion they are talking about in today's age of college football? Yes. And I said it last week. I want to remind people that the number 2 team in the country. Let's see. I want to make sure I get their rankings right. And I know we're coming up on this. Yeah, the number 2 team in the country, the number 8 team in the country, and the number 9 team in the country, and the number 10 team in the country. That's Indiana, that's Georgia Tech, that's Vanderbilt, and that's BYU. Turn on the tape, watch those teams, and tell me that you don't see teams playing like they used to, teams playing hard as hell, teams giving you everything they've got. Those players, look, every one of those teams outside of BYU, they got transfer quarterback. They got transfers all over the place. So it's not, you can't take a transfer. No, you have to set a culture. And when you set the culture and you set the expectation, it's non-negotiable. It's not, we hope you do it. You have to do it or you won't be here. This is what we have. This is our DNA. And if you don't buy in, we'll find somebody that will. And that's why they're top 10 teams in the country. More OTB when we come back, hour number 2.
Off the bench.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Monday, October 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 80 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll continue to discuss all things LSU football as the Tigers are looking for a new head coach. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studio.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 of OTB. Want to remind you about KTZ Interiors and Outdoor Living. Go to KTOZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com on the North Shore in Lafayette here in Baton Rouge. Find that contact information on their website. It's Interior and Outdoor Living. Having Brandon Barton and the team come out to your space, know your space, learn your space, change your space, KTOZBlinds.com. All right, back here, obviously talking Brian Kelly. Getting fired at LSU, now searching for your next football coach in the next couple of weeks. And probably in the next segment is when we're going to start to maybe speculate and throw out some names and who could be the next head coach of the Tigers. We'll take another look here what the Brian Kelly tenure looked like. He comes in 2022, 10-4 overall, 6-2 in league play. Of course, gets to the SEC championship game, loses to Georgia. The next year, 2023, 10-3, 6-2 in league play. 2024, 9-4 overall, 5-3 in league play. And this year, 5-3, 2-3 in the SEC. A total win-loss record at LSU, 34-14. In conference play, 19-10. So, like, those numbers in themselves, not up to the standard of what you want to get done at LSU, but, you know, certainly not the worst record that you've seen. Where it goes bad is versus top 25 teams, 5-11. That's what cannot happen, is you going 5-11 against the best teams that you play. You started 2022 not ranked, and you got up to number 16 in the final poll. Good job. After that, you never replicated that. In 2023, you were number 5 preseason. You finished number 12. In 2024, preseason 13, you finished not ranked. This year, number 9 in the preseason. And a lot of people thought that was maybe a little too low because of what you had coming back, and you're not ranked right now, and it's going to take a lot for you to fight your way back into the top 25. So you look at, like, the overall record, it can be misleading because even like the conference record, it's 19-10. It's not awful, but it's awful for LSU standards, right? You want to be in the conversation. You want to have a seat at the table, and the seat is at the SEC championship game there in Atlanta. You get there your first year, and you had opportunities certainly last year, and you don't get back to play for an SEC championship game. And again, 5-11 versus top 25 teams.
It's not good, Jake. Not good at all. Now, look at that overall record, too. We talked about it, how, you know, certainly not nearly up to the standard that has been set here at LSU. And it just seemed like every year was, all right, I don't know, they kept getting a pass for excuses, right, whether it's talent or whether it's whatever it is. But I look at 2023 season, like, seriously, if Jaden Daniels didn't put on a Superman cape and play the quarterback position for the LSU Tigers and be able to score at any given time, like literally play probably one of the best seasons at quarterback in college football history. What is that record? They're a 6-6 football team.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Maybe.
Yeah. There's games that Jaden took over with Malik and with BTJ for sure, but to your point, how many games did he just say, hey, I'm going to go 85 real quick on the ground? Hey, I'm going to throw for 330.
Like, you don't get that very often, like in offense, that it's like you feel comfortable. Like once they step on the field, no matter if they get it on their own half-yard line or they get on the 50, whatever it is, like you were like, yeah, they're going to score. They're going to at least get 3 out of this thing. But they don't get 3 a lot. They'll probably score a touchdown most of the time. Like, I'm just saying, you look at the overall record and, like, okay, it's not up to the standard, but it's still not bad. It could have been, 3 games and 6 games in the opposite direction, too.
Yeah.
If that Jaden Daniels literally doesn't have a Superman game. No, you can't take that away. Got it. He got him to come there. Great. But that was quite an anomaly of a player and an offense in college football. So I think it just kind of adds to what everybody's thinking, that it's not a good enough record, and it probably should have been a little bit worse.
People already speculating in the chat, like maybe some names that they want there. Before we get to names, and again, that's going to be in the next segment, I think you do have to take a look at some of your established head coaches and how it's gone for them in this new day and age that we're in college football and college athletics. You look at Dabo Swinney, you look at Coach Saban, who he didn't want any part of that. It wasn't the game that he grew up loving and won multiple championships.
And he still
Coach Saban he talks about it often.
Doesn't want it.
Could he still go out there and be successful? Yeah, probably so, but I don't even know to his standard if he could. Brian Kelly, and we could go Mike Gundy. We could go on and on and on and give you a list, right? Like, it's different. It is different now. And so when you start to look at it, this can't be a look at this resume hire. Now, you got to have things on your resume. But look, when you brought Brian Kelly in, there was excitement because of all the wins that he had and what he had done at Notre Dame, and he had played for a national championship. And at the time, I think there was only 3 current coaches that had national championships. So it wasn't like the list was long as far as the people that you could get here. And, Jimbo Fisher was one of them. And Scott talked with Jimbo, and Jimbo decided to stay at A&M. So you even talked to one of those guys, right? And so, that was a good resume, and it can get you excited. And that was really when college football was starting to change. Now, you take a look at, man, this guy for the last 15 years has done this. I just don't think it means as much because we're in a different time. We're in a different landscape. I'm not saying, you got to have something on your resume that is the last 4 years relevant, the last 4 years impressive.
Yeah. And we have no idea what direction LSU is going to go. I think we don't even know right now who's going to be the final say in that decision-making process. Will it be Woodward? I don't know. There's all sorts of gossip. There's all sorts of rumors happening right now. And at this point in time, that's what it is. I mean, it's speculation.
Yeah.
Was Woodward involved in the Brian Kelly deal? Did the board and the governor and all these different things happen? What has actually taken place? That kind of truth will reveal itself, but who is going to be in charge of making this hire is the big question. And what will they be looking for? We can sit here and say what we hope. We hope it's, this or that. But I can tell you the one thing you cannot do is handcuff yourself to another similar type contract.
Right.
That is something that can handicap a entire organization. I mean, Jimmy Sexton right now has got to be licking his chops. I mean, my God. The openings, the vacancies.
He owns half of them. Contracts in college football.
I hope personally, we don't go the established, long-term, established at one play, the James Franklin type route.
No.
That's something you cannot do.
No.
I think it's going to be a younger guy.
No.
Please say no. Please say no. I know, and then of course I know Lane Kiffin is everybody's Lane Kiffin. But do we really to get Lane Kiffin? You have to do a similar type contract that you just did, and you're going to be in a bidding war with Ole Miss. You're going to be in a bidding war with Florida. So got to be careful what you wish for there.
Yeah.
Not saying it can't work out, but there's a lot of options out there.
Yeah.
And this is one where whoever's making the decision just can't take the flashy first person. We've done that. We did that already. The guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame and long-term established and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Well, let's figure out who's a really, really good football coach, a guy that knows ball, a guy that is involved in every aspect, a guy that his life is football.
a Jim like Jim Harbaugh type. I'm not saying Jim Harbaugh. Look, he's quirky, I know, but that type, like when Jim Harbaugh speaks, it's only in football terms because that's all he knows.
And I want a guy that comes in and is going to command a room with respect, not with talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
A guy that comes in and it's like, you don't want to mess with this guy. You don't want to cross this guy because he's going to establish boundaries. I want a guy that comes in and establishes the boundaries with the administration on the front end. You walk into that office and you have an interview and they're like, this is our guy. I don't know who that is. That guy can come from a small school. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's not the flashy guy.
Oh, no.
I want a guy that loves
We've
ball,
been there.
can commit to this state, and commit to those 3 letters on the jersey.
Attacks.
I don't have the answer.
Every day with enthusiasm unknown to mankind. It's a Jim Harbaugh saying.
Love that.
Yeah.
So we got like a gossip list.
Well, yeah.
Get some hot goss.
In the next segment, we'll spend some time on that. There's some chat about like what the LSU job is inside our Bayou Ford chat. And the names now are like email addresses, so I don't know the name. EMSA is that in the midstream ads? Duh. Okay, I put it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll disagree with you that the Tennessee job is on the same level as the LSU job. And look, you're entitled to that opinion. Tennessee is a good job, so I'm not disagreeing there. Here's why LSU is a top 3 job. As we just were shown last night, there's a deep desire to be great. $53 million buyout, we'll find a way. All right? You look at Tiger Stadium, it's got whatever bell and whistle you have to add to your stadium, it's got it. When you look at what they spent on the roster this year, when you look at the national championship access, when you look at outside of Alabama, it's LSU and Ohio State that are tied for the second most natties the last 25 years, right? So if you're in a group with Alabama, Ohio State, you're doing something right in college football. You are, without question, the big dog in the state of Louisiana. And look, there's some good football. Tulane's a great football team. They got a great coach, and they got Jimmys and Joes for sure. So not throwing shade, but that part is what it is. And per capita, Louisiana has the most players in the National Football League. You got a talent pool to choose from, unlike anybody else, right? Because Tennessee does not have that. Like the state of Tennessee doesn't have that. Now, the state of Georgia, it does. But you've got teams that are certainly close enough, even out-of-state teams, that are going to pull themselves into your state. And, hey, Georgia Tech's the number 8 team in the country right now. So you have competition. Florida, great high school football. You've got competition. I would say Ohio and Ohio State's probably the only comp that I would have. And Ohio State, kind of a standard of college football, right? So, like, all those things paired together, the talent that you have, the resources you have, the proof in winning championships, all of that. Like, no matter where you go in this state, it's LSU fan. Shreveport, Lafayette, Houma, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Monroe, doesn't matter. There's LSU everywhere. So, with what the LSU job is, knowing that you're going to have Tiger Stadium and you're going to have Louisiana to choose from and you're going to have everything that you want, need, desire, it's a top 3 job, in my opinion, top 5 no matter who you ask in the country. So your job's not like other jobs, and you should treat it as such. You should have the confidence to go in and speak to whoever you want to speak to, not in a cocky way, but in a confident way. And knowing you should not settle for anything, knowing that you should be able to compete for whatever coach you want and the right coach. And that's on the LSU brass to be able to decide who that is. And there's a lot of rumors who that's going to be. We don't know. You don't have a school president right now. That's troublesome. One's coming probably in the next, couple weeks? That's the word.
What did we say? We hadn't had a president
since May?
Since May, yeah.
When Tate announced he was going to Rutgers.
Yep.
So you got an opportunity to do whatever you want to do because you are LSU. Now you got to go out there and do it. You got to execute.
And you got to get it right. You got to get it right because, there is already probably going to be a pretty big exodus of talent and players this year, I would think. That's any program. That's any time you get a coaching shift, a coaching change, because there's going to be a window now that guys can transfer with no repercussions or anything like that. But if you get it right, you have an opportunity to mitigate that, for one. But we got to see. We got to see who's making that decision. Like you said, there's no president at LSU right now. That's why they're the board and the reports, at least. Now, this is, not confirmed or anything, but the reports, at least, that the Governor Landry, the Board of Supervisors, they all met, trying to figure out. Everyone's trying to get the game plan. But there's going to be a lot of names. There's going to be a lot of rumors. There's going to be a lot of speculation. This thing isn't going to happen fast. Now all we can do is support Frank Wilson, who's the interim head coach right now, and cheer for the boys wearing LSU on the helmet the rest of the season. And then hopefully internally more stuff will come out every single day, more and more information every single week. Hopefully we get that right. Hopefully the process. But to Jake's point, LSU is one of the top 3 jobs in the country when it comes to college football. Because of the fan base, because of the support, because of the talent pool, because of being the only big school in a state.
That has a deep desire to be great in football.
Deep desire, a history, a recent history, a success. 3 national championships since 2000. Another appearance. Multiple Heisman winners. Like, that's the multiple, like, always having one of the, at least the top 1, 2, or 3 NFL guys in the NFL from LSU. That's all there. That's not at other places. That's not Tennessee. Those two are not the same. Now, Tennessee's a great job, but LSU is an elite job. You should have that confidence to go and say, if we want it, we can go pull anybody. But I just would warn them, don't always go for the flashy guy.
Yeah.
Do your recruiting. You got to understand, you got to look inside of them, look in their heart, see what they want, see like how they've run a program, and has to be somebody that comes in and resets the standard, resets that grit that we talk about.
Yeah.
You said it on Twitter great last night. It's got to be changed. The mentality. We too many times in the last couple of years since Kelly has been here, we have been the nail and not the hammer. That has to change. That's the embarrassing part. That's the part that pisses off former players, pisses off fans that have seen it. Even if we lost the game, that team was still beat up.
Yes. That team knew they played LSU.
That team did not have their fans overtake a student section. You know why? You know why people are leaving? Yeah, okay. You got it, traffic. Weather wasn't great. The game day experience, like whatever. TV's great. Awesome. But at some point, the games became not fun to watch.
It's fair.
Okay?
I've heard
the
that from a lot of
product
people.
wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as people expected it to be. Yeah, sure. You're always going to have problem with people leaving early. But people leaving that early, I can't blame them. Hell, I did it. Okay? Like I sat there in South Carolina and I watched the first half and I'm like, man, this isn't even fun to watch. Like this is not, like this isn't us. This isn't who like I know is LSU. So whoever we bring in has to reset that standard, has to reset that mentality, and let people know that if LSU is not the hammer, there's an issue. Changes need to be made.
Yeah, and there's bright spots on this roster. There really is. Like, you go back and even this tape, like there was finally some things that were changed.
There was some good takeaways, actually. Strangely enough.
There was enough takeaways. Now, you've got some issues in some spots. Do not get me wrong. You have got some issues, but there's bright spots, and whoever comes in has got to try to save those bright spots, change the culture, and bring in some new bright spots. Like, think about the guys you brought in the defensive backfield. Those guys are giving you everything they got. Mm-hmm. They've been at LSU for months, not years, months, and it looks like it means more to them than almost anybody out there. Like A.J. Halsey, definitely got a stinger in the first half, minimum.
Dog. He's an absolute dog.
He came back in the second half. I'm like, oh man, he might have to play a little timid here. First play he was involved in, he knocks the runner 3 yards out of bounds. Like, that guy.
He made a play on the goal line, too.
Just got here.
Saved the touchdown. That guy gets it, man.
Yeah.
That guy is a dog.
Yes. Like, if he just gets here and he can do that, that's who he is. But now you got to demand that everybody's like that. Everybody has that, right? The next head coach has to, non-negotiable, when you have that meeting with him, get that and bring that back to LSU football. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to RussellPools.com. Russell Pool Company. Your dream pool is different than your neighbor's dream pool, right? Because it's your dream. It's your pool. And it's what you've been dreaming about maybe your entire life. And so when you work with Russell Pool Company, the cool thing is you sit down with them and you tell them exactly what you're looking for. And look, they're going to help you out too. They've been in business for a long time. They're going to know what looks best. They're going to know which direction everything needs to go. They're going to make sure they have the layout just right. They're going to work with you. They're going to listen to your dreams, what you're looking for, and you're going to build your dream pool together. Go to RussellPools.com.
That's right, Russell Pools. Your name when you think of high-quality custom pools. And look, there's a lot of pool companies out there. We get that. But Russell Pools is the premier company. You know why? Because they can take your dream from reality. Everything in-house right there. 2 landscape architects right there. They can dream it. If you want Beth Torina's pool, a lot of chat about that. A lot of talk about that in the chat. If you want that one, whatever. Whatever you can dream of, they can do it right there. RussellPools.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, welcome back in OTB, live from the Raise the Cane studio. Remind you about Pelican Roofing, pelicanroof.com. Remember, they're giving away a roof to a veteran. So if you want to nominate a veteran, very cool deal they've got going on. Top right corner of the website, click on community, drag down to it. You'll see it right there in that tab. Click on it, fill it out, and bless somebody, because Pelican Roofing is going to bless somebody with a free roof for a veteran. Very cool deal. Again, they don't have to do that, but they want to do that, and they want to be in the local communities in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge. Boots on the ground in both, pelicanroof.com. All right. So, look, we'll certainly get back to talking about, what went wrong, how we got here in all of that, and all the things that didn't happen, that needed to happen, that just never did, and fully being bought into what this job is, what this job deserves, and all of that. But there's going to be speculation over the next couple of days and weeks, because not only is LSU open, but there is a host of jobs that are open. You have Florida, you have Penn State, you have Arkansas, you have Oklahoma State, you have all these jobs. And you're not in the same market as coaches that Oklahoma State and Arkansas are in. That's not disrespectful. That's just the truth. That's just cold, hard facts. You are probably going to be in some of the conversations with whoever Penn State and Florida are in on. Now, do I have LSU 1, probably Penn State 2, Florida 3 in that? I do, and I think a lot of people would. Or, some version of LSU 1 and Penn State, Florida, depending on how you want to put those in those spots, okay? So you're going to have an ear to the ground. You're going to have to find out what all the movers and shakers are saying. You're going to have to find out, your list, what's their list, and what does all of that look like, okay? What do we think they're looking for? What do we think is realistic in their next hire? I think we've laid out, you can't just go look at the resume from 15 years in the totality of it and what they've done in the last 15 years. The last 15 years don't matter. They do not matter. The game has changed. It changed 4 or 5 years ago. What have you done for me lately is the conversation we need to have, because lately is what the game is now. What can you do moving forward? What have you adapted to? Because there's so many coaches that have impressive resumes, but they have not adapted to what you have to do. Now, that's not the only thing, because like we said, you got to come here because you want to come here and make it better and fully buy in, shut the door, lock it, and throw away the key, like we said in hour number 1, and get ready to work your ass off. Just because this is the best job doesn't mean it's an easy job. That expectation is there because it was set. This isn't a country club job. That's not what this job is. This is a too gritty to be pretty job. That's got to be your mentality. And if it's not, don't come here. You don't need to be here. If you don't want to be in the building past 5:30, if you don't want to be here during the off season, if you don't want to be here during the bye weekend, this is not the job for you. You got to want to be here, and it's got to be family, LSU football. Those are it. Those are the things that are your priorities. So sure. when we think about it, when we start to think about possibilities, is there names? Is there just a general direction that you want to go in?
Well, look, we kind of talked about, we were talking about a different job opening. We were talking about Florida last week after, what was it, 2 weeks ago? After Billy Napier got fired. We were talking about the coaches that are doing so well, and about how those most of the coaches that you would look at right now aren't even an option because they're so ingrained into that school. You talk about Clark Lee. Clark Lee is Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Through and through.
No doubt.
Brent Key.
Georgia Tech.
Through and through.
That's what you know about that man from the very first conversation you have about him.
Right. So you got all these guys that would be great candidates. But in this day and age in college football, with NIL, like these schools that have not been able to compete and be relevant now can with the right leader. Like sometimes that right leader, like just like the two examples we just gave, like those guys, more than likely, I mean, I never say never, but like Vanderbilt's going to pay him. Georgia Tech is going to pay.
Yep. And that place means something to them.
That place means something. Like, so you're not going to find. So, yeah, I mean, you could start listing off names, and no one's going to be wrong right now. If you start listing, if you say Gruden, you're not going to be wrong. You can say it just for fun.
You can
say laugh. No.
You can, but I don't need to see any more bad edits of John Gruden in any college football.
Dude, ChatGPT has been busy over the last, making so many different images. My God. I don't know.
Look, and I love John Gruden. He's awesome to listen to, like his football mind. But no, it's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about that.
Yep. I mean, obviously, right now the names being thrown out there. I mean, Lane Kiffin's at the top of everybody's list, being thrown out there. Whether he's going to be interested or not, I know the price tag's going to be high. I know his agent's licking his lips right now for sure. Other names being thrown out there: Dan Lanning. We talked about you were your guy from Mizzou with 2 Z's. M-I-Z, whatever. Don't.
Z-O-U.
Oh.
Thank you.
I'll admit, probably a decent coach.
Yeah. You think?
Mm-hmm.
You think Drake's a pretty decent coach?
Yeah. I was trying to think outside the box a little bit, too. Of course, all just like thinking, just pulling stuff out of the air, coming off a big win 2 weeks ago about the cat over in Louisville.
Jeff Brom. Played there.
Yeah.
Played
very Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be sought after at some point. I think I looked it up. He's like the anti-James Franklin. He's 4-1 against top 5 opponents in his career at Purdue and Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anti-James Franklin.
He is obviously somebody that played at Louisville. His brother Brian, who you play with, were teammates with. He's the offensive coordinator. He played at Louisville. So, it means a lot to them. He's making $5.6, I believe, million this year. So, obviously, a place like LSU would give him about double his money. But that place, again, Clark Lee played at Vanderbilt. Brent Key played at Georgia Tech. Jeff Brom played at Louisville. And I'm not saying it's the only way because, we've seen that not work in a lot of places before. But my whole point in bringing that up is it would be very difficult, I think, to get them away from their school.
Mm-hmm. For
sure. So ESPN.com gave out some of who they think potentially could be the list. And they gave out 5 candidates. Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin, Tulane coach John Sumrall, Notre Dame coach Marcus Freeman, Georgia Tech coach Brent Key, Missouri coach Eli Drinkwitz.
There we go.
I don't know. For Marcus Freeman, I just don't.
No, I think we've gone down the Notre Dame route.
Yeah, and I think Marcus.
More Notre Dame.
I think Marcus Freeman's a hell of a football coach. I think Marcus Freeman gets the times that we're in. I think Marcus Freeman would do better than what you've been the last couple of years? I do. I just think Marcus gets it. But you just went down that same path.
Yeah, I don't think the optics for the fan base would be good on that.
Mark's pretty happy at Notre Dame too.
Yeah, I don't think the optics just going just from the Notre Dame aspect of things. Certainly wouldn't be great for me. I like Marcus. I think he's a hell of a coach. Played against him. Did you run him over?
I mean,
did you get him good?
Probably.
This guy says. This guy. Probably. Does he play on the team I played against?
Look, I had
probably crushed him.
I had one trick in my bag, and that's what it was. Okay.
Hey, our chat is lighting up right now for Kelvin Shepard.
Love him. He's been a D coordinator for half a season so far. Love Kelvin Shepard.
Good energy.
Shep loves the NFL. I just want to let y'all know.
Good energy.
Shep loves the NFL, the National Football League, and that's the league that he wants to be a coach in.
Shep's awesome.
He's incredible. And if he ever wanted to be a head coach, anybody would be lucky to have him.
Mm-hmm.
but I think he really enjoys being the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. A lot.
You can tell.
Yeah.
He looks like he's having a little fun out there.
So, of these names, John Summerall obviously is different because, I mean, Lane's in the SEC, Marcus Freeman's at Notre Dame, Brent Key has Georgia Tech as a top 10 team in the country at the ACC, and Drink's an SEC coach. I think a lot of Eli Drinkwitz. Y'all know that. Y'all have heard me talk about him before. I think he's a hell of a football coach. He's won double-digit games back-to-back years in Mizzou. He's going to do it again this year. So I think Drink is certainly a candidate that you should consider. Brent Key's somebody that if you want to get back to the DNA of what LSU football was, Brent Key's probably the best answer there. We've already talked about Marcus Freeman, and we'll continue to talk about Lane Kiffin, but John Summerall is certainly a name to pay attention to because he's probably the biggest name of the group of 6 guys, right, to make that jump to the Power 4. Like, he's the hottest name there.
Yeah, we're going to be interested on who is going to be making that decision, so we'll be excited to figure it out. For right now, let's go, Frank. Let's get those boys right.
We do have some more LSU news. As we said at the beginning of the show, Matt said it. It's going to continue to come throughout the day. We'll give you the latest and the greatest as we're going
to break down the game as well.
We find out a new nugget here in the LSU football program, and we'll have that for you when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to Gulf Coast Office Products, the website there, gcopnet.com. We all know, right? If you're in that profession of having an engineering firm or you got a law firm, schools, universities, banks, whatever it is, right? You need the document when you need it. You don't need it 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You need it right now. And so, if anything happens with GCOP on your side, you're going to talk to a human being who's going to help you right then, right there, make sure that everything is where it needs to be and when it needs to be there. GCOPnet.com.
That's right. Gold Coast Office Products, your Louisiana's leader in printers and copy and service. And we know that paper trail is a lifeline of any office, but what really sets Gulf Coast apart isn't the tech, it's the people. Their award-winning local service team responds fast, keeps you up and running, and treats your business like it's their own. When you call them, you're not going to get one of those robots. You're going to talk to an actual person that can get your office, get that paper trail back up and running. Give them a call. They are the best. GCOPnet.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. This just comes across the wire. I saw Delhi had it maybe first. Doesn't really matter. Pete Thamel had it as well. LSU has dismissed the offensive coordinator, Joe Sloan. The move comes with LSU ranked number 12 on offense in the SEC. Of course, he spent 4 years on the staff. A couple as quarterback coach and a couple as co-offensive coordinator, even though he was obviously the play caller. LSU's offense was among the top 10 in passing offense and top 25 in total offense in the country last year under Sloan. But, of course, those numbers have dipped here this season. And it's been egregious, some of the things that we've seen on film. It's been some elementary stuff. And it's been things that just can't happen. Like the other night, and again, we're not going to get into the breakdown of the game like we want to today because obviously the news your head coach gets fired. But so at some point, certainly with the bye week and us having some extra time here, we'll get into it. When we show you the passing chart of this game, you're not going to believe us. You're just not going to. You're going to say, no, that's just, you gave Harlow, your 2-year-old daughter, a marker and said, hey, place dots on this piece of paper, but you can't do it in the middle. You can't do it. There's tape, crime scene tape in the middle of the football field, and you can't put a dot there.
Yep.
That's what it looks like because, woof.
Yep. It wasn't good.
The RPO stuff, the behind the stick stuff, the screen passes on 3rd and 7, the draws on 3rd and a country mile, just it had gotten to a point where there was no return.
Like it was just the offense was, I'm not even going to say that it needs to be more creative. It wasn't a creativity issue. It was an issue where it got into where it just wasn't. They just run like real football plays out there. Like run normal passing concepts. The answers that we had in big down and distances, the answers that we had when it mattered, were the same, and they were reused and recycled, and everything was outside of the hash, outside of the numbers. Like how many, like every pass, even passes that were completed the other day in the game. It all looked hard, like hitch routes to the far side of the field versus a corner that's sitting on a hitch route. Yeah, sure, we completed it sometimes, and it's great when you complete it and the things get overlooked, but everything just looked hard. We complete one pass over the middle of the field to Aaron Anderson. Makes a big play, explosive gain. Great. We didn't do it anymore.
No.
Now, a lot of it certainly is play design and play calling and your lack of creativity, and a lot of your answers are like, we're going to run hitch routes and comeback routes to the outside. And our seam routes, we're not even going to look at them. Our seam routes, I'm watching our guys get vertical down the field, and they're not running them correctly. They're not being put in position to attack the middle of the field a lot of time. We're not running inside breaking routes. just not putting guys in a good position. And then, of course, like we all, like I don't know how many thousands of times we can say it on the show and do film breakdowns, but like wide receiver screens and just bad play calls on, I mean, these are things that get you beat. And I know there's been a lot of rumors coming out recently about, like, did Brian Kelly take over some of the play calling? Would he chime in and be like, no, run this play, run that play? I don't know. We're not on the headsets, but it sure could have. It disrupts it. And you know, Joe Sloan, like, look, he's been a part of some good offenses here. Last year, Nussmeier played great. Nussmeier has been a shell of himself this year.
Yeah.
Now, I could say that the plays have been also worse, but his play hasn't been great. Yeah. So that
protection's been horrible.
Protection's been bad. He hasn't been able to read it out. I think he sees ghosts sometimes. I think he's playing, but as a coach, it's your job to develop that.
Yeah.
It's your job to get him comfortable. It's your job to run passing plays where you can get your quarterback in a rhythm, get him out of the funk.
To me, it was a game plan that would have been very hard for anybody to be successful at a high level playing the quarterback position. Yeah. Now, there's some things certainly that Garrett would come in here and he would own up to, certainly.
No doubt.
But when you go back and you watch the tape, the things that were designed for only specific parts of the football field were troublesome. Like trick 'em, high school Harry type stuff.
Mm-hmm. It was bad. I mean,
like
the
3rd
offense
and 7 and throw behind the line of scrimmage, and like, dude, you've got pros at receiver.
Yeah,
like pros, and you got a tight end that's an alien. There's not many guys walking the earth that look like Trey Green that have the skill set that he has, and you're running stuff at the line of scrimmage, and you don't use the middle of the football field at all. And I'm not talking about your quarterback doesn't see it. You didn't run there. You didn't attack there. Like, even when Van Buren comes in his first pass, like, he ripped it over the middle, but, like, even that was kind of, like, borderline, like, going down the hash.
Yep.
We're talking about the fastest way to the end zone. It's through the middle of the football field.
Yeah. And look, and there's a lot of times where you have, vertical routes, 3 vertical routes, whatever, and guys are supposed to run, they're supposed to run across the hash, across to the other side of the hash. And you got 2 receivers next to each other, just running down vertical. That's coaching. You gotta have these guys understanding how to run their pass routes, how to run across the middle, versus different coverages. And so, it's a combination of everything. Like this was building up. You could see this one coming from a mile away. The offense has been bad, straight up. Defense has been good for most part. They've been exposed recently. Fine, okay, got it. But the offense, you've been bad all season.
Yeah.
You've been even in the wins, but to their credit, they actually did a couple of things this past game that were a little bit better. We can start showing you a little bit of that stuff coming up. Like, we cut a lot of the RPO stuff out. Yeah. We had receivers block. We had receivers to the run side dig out safeties that it created explosive games.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you figure that out earlier?
Yeah.
We ran the ball, I think, Harlan Berry averaging 7 yards a carry. Then he gets 1 carry in the third quarter. I get it.
Second half.
Second half. Well, the fourth quarter. I mean, it's out of hand at that point. But like, what are we doing? It's just it seemed like the job was little above.
Oh, for sure.
Over his head a little bit there.
For sure.
So this one was obviously.
And you get smashed last year. You have a 4,000-yard passer, right?
Yep.
And so like you're like, okay, well. It's not complimentary offense, but hell, at least you can do that at a very high level. And second leading passer in the country. But when that went to hell, what do you have? What do you have? You don't have a running game because you wouldn't commit to it. You got the running backs.
Yep.
I mean, Harlan Berry looks like he is a star.
Yep.
I mean, his patience, his suddenness.
And you can say like there's lineman issues, blah, blah, blah. Look around the country. There's people doing a lot more with a lot less.
Yes. That is very, very well said. So, Joe Sloan out as offensive coordinator. He follows Brian Kelly out the door there. So, we'll update you. We'll take a break. Maybe find out who the play caller is. I know Tim Rattay's name is being thrown out there. Atkins as well. We'll have all of it for you. It is officially? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's Atkins taking over the play calling.
And that's, somebody that I don't believe has play calling in his past. He's been a coordinator at Florida State.
No
but,
time
I'm
like
not
the
gonna be able to
present,
call
Jake.
that. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com. If you're signing up for residential commercial service, you can do it right there on the website. Remember, they have roll-off dumpsters, 3 different sizes to choose from, so make sure you have the right size on your project. Call them, tell them, hey, here's what I got going on. Here's what I expect at my home, at my business. They're going to know exactly what size you're going to need, but don't worry if you undersell it. You got more than you thought, more trash than you thought. Maybe you're cleaning out a house. Maybe you're looking for something. You're going to look for something new here coming up in the near future.
Hey, get a bigger one.
Get a bigger one.
Yeah.
They'll empty it and bring it back to you.
Hey, you got a little bit of trash, they got a little dumpster. You got a lot of trash, they got a lot of dumpster. So, give them a call. They are Louisiana's leader in trash removal, whatever it is. But also, yeah, they have the Trash Rangers Sanitation Department, which is their portable toilet business. So you can go there in their new renovated website right there, trashrangers.com. Check it out. If you have a festival, a construction site, whatever it is, make sure you go to Trash Rangers Sanitation. They are number 1 at picking up number 2. Trash.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. In the next hour, we'll give you kind of some examples of what happened, what went wrong, what went right, although it wasn't a lot, at least in the run game. You had some right in the Texas A&M game.
The oop-de-oop.
They did run the oop-de-oop again So LSU has fired offensive coordinator Joe Sloan. So it is Brian Kelly and Joe Sloan. Tight ends coach Alex Atkins will take over as offensive coordinator. And look, you got a couple of weeks. That's why you do it during the bye week. You got a couple of weeks to prepare for Alabama. Last time that this happened, remember, you go to Alabama, you were like a 3-touchdown dog, and you throw the ball in the end zone, you catch it, you would have won the game. Remember, Durante Jones came out with a hell of a game plan defensively. Alabama had no idea what was going to happen, and LSU got after them on defense. And it was actually one of the only times I can remember, like, even in a loss, like, being like, man, that was awesome. That was great. So, like, you're going to have the ability to have something that Alabama's probably not going to know what to prepare for. So, look, we're not even remotely close to getting ready to start to talk about that game, but that is going to be the situation. So, it is Alex Atkins that takes over as your OC.
Interim bump, baby. It's coming.
We'll talk about it all in hour number 3 of OTB.
Off the bench.
Generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Monday, October 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 80 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll continue our discussion of all things LSU football. We'll talk more Brian Kelly firing, what the offense is going to do moving forward, and we'll recap the Texas A&M game. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Goal!
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
Welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. All right, a lot of things to show and a lot of reason why we got to the scoreline that we did Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Before we get to some of the things that Matt's going to point out, I do want to pull up because we talk about attacking certain areas of the field, and if you listen to us on the broadcast, it was something like it had to be said. The middle of the football field was just closed, and it can't ever be closed at any level of football, but certainly the college game. Why do you say that? In the NFL, the hashes are really close, so if you don't attack the middle of the field, like, you're going to lose. But it's like, okay, well, it's tight quarters down there, whatever. The hashes in college football or a mile wide. I mean, a mile wide. And, I mean, how do I know? Because I've seen about 76 hitch routes be thrown from one hash to the other sideline this year. And I realized how long of a throw.
So many. It's in the air for such a long time. Why the middle of the field is, like I always say it, I'm going to say it, and you're going to get tired of me saying it over the next 100 years of us doing this show.
No doubt. Award-winning 100 years.
Award-winning, that's right. The fastest way to the end zone is over the middle of the field. Why? Well, there's a lot of different reasons why. Because it's where you catch defensive players, linebackers, defensive backs, safeties, and transition the most. What's transition? There's a couple different ways to transition. One, the main way is when a defensive back or linebacker goes from a back pedal to having to flip his hips and turn and transition into a forward run. When he has to transition from looking at a play fake to reacting to now pass. When he has to transition from moving left to right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of transition. So there's a lot of windows out there. There's a lot of gaps. And, the ball's in the air less time. They're easier throws for the quarterback. People are usually running full speed either across the middle or up the field. When you do a lot of passes towards the sideline, which, of course, you have to have passes to the sideline. We're not saying that. That's great. We hit a deep ball. That was great. We hit some stuff to that, but that can't be your only way of attacking in a passing game. And we did that too often. Most of the times when you throw it out to the outside, when you're throwing a comeback, a hitch route, you're catching it from a stop position. That was my issue with a lot of our OPOs and our wide receiver screens, is the wide receivers are catching it from a stopped position and having to go from 0 to 60 after they get the ball in their hands with people running full speed at them. Most successful wide receivers are when they're coming, they're on the run.
Yeah.
But when you attack the middle of the field, you're stressing their zones. You're stressing their zone principles, and when they play man, you're stressing the middle of the field. It also prevents them. I'm not going to say it prevents them, but it makes defenses more hesitant of rushing people up the middle. The best way you heard Saban talk about on game day, the best way to rush a quarterback is not necessarily from the outside.
Right.
It's rushing them up the A gap and the B gap.
Oh, for sure.
If you take that platform away, you take up the step. So if you're attacking, if you're blitzing up the middle of the field, then you're exposing the middle of the field for pass coverage.
Yep.
We just never did that. The fastest way, good offenses, the best offenses, no matter what level you are, have a passing chart that is just peppered over the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Taylor, can you pull up our passing chart? This is the passing chart from this game. And look, we're talking about this because, of course, the coaching change. We just got the air. That's official. Joe Sloan has now been relieved of his duties. So we will have a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but we want to show you, like, why it was bad, why it didn't work, like what things went wrong, because there's enough talent on this team that it should have been better. It should have. Now, some of this falls on the players without question, but
not the middle of the field thing.
Not,
it's not like they
that's
were
what I was
making
about to say.
sound.
Not this, because like I went back and it's not one of those situations where like should hit it over the middle. You got to get to your back foot and hit that over the middle. No. Here is the passing chart. So as you see there, all right, that blue line right there, that is the line of scrimmage. So over the middle of the football field, you had one pass that was caught inside the hashes. A single pass. You had some check down Charlie stuff right there within 5 yards.
That was an Aaron Anderson pass.
Yeah.
That one that's right at 10 yards on the right hash. That was an Aaron Anderson pass. That was an explosive. You got another one that was
Trey-Dez was right on the hash.
Yeah, Trey-Dez was around the hash. So that was Van Buren coming in first play, ripping a seam right there. But look, you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 completions behind the line of scrimmage. You have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 that are 5 yards or under. Then a lot of incompletions towards the sideline. We got a deep pass completed. We hit one on time, 3 steps, 1 hitch, release the ball. And for all you ball knowers out there, what do we always talk about? A properly executed go route or a deep ball is completed at how many yards?
Between 38 and 42.
Yep. And what is that one? That's exactly 38. So properly executed. You would look at that one and be like, it's perfectly on time. Well run. Great job. Great play. Boom. But the lack. So, I went back and pulled the passing chart from last season with the LSU offense. Now it's crazy. It just looks like it's got freckles everywhere. Like it's looking at a whole season passing chart's a little overwhelming, but
it's a lot of dots. Although there's a portion of the field that doesn't have a lot.
Yeah, last season, there was more passes completed in between the hashes than any other third on the field. So I'm looking at you, left side of the field, middle of the field, right side of the field. More passes were completed and touchdowns completed over the middle of the field than any other third of the field. Well, I guess it's no surprise that we were better on offense last year. So this isn't just an anomaly.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt was actually worse than this. This has been a consistent theme throughout the year. And our answer for almost every situation, down and distance passing situation where we had to run a scheme where Garrett had to read 1, 2, 3 to a check down. It seemed like it was a 3-by-1 set. The outside receiver ran a hitch, inside receiver ran a inside fade route, and third receiver ran a stitch route, stick route.
Stick route, yeah.
And nothing is attacking them. And we went to that over and over and over, and it led to, like I said, hard completions. Throwing a hitch route to the wide side of the field in college is a long throw. And, we completed some, but it's just hard. It's just a hard pass to complete. You can't expect that to be consistent. I'm surprised we didn't get more picks on that. Yeah. People are just sitting on it because they're not expecting you to do anything else. So attack the middle of the field with multiple people, and it seems that our answer to do that was always in the RPO game. RPO game. Well, that's not the answer. So that's what has led us to this point. That is what has led your offense to be anemic. That's what led your fifth-year quarterback who's played so well to have, by far, his worst season.
Who's going to play on Sundays? I think Gary Nussmeier is going to play on Sundays, and it's going to be the same situation. Go back and look at what Matt House did to Omar Spates, right? A lot of LSU fans wanted to nickname him Slow-Mar Spates, all right? And that was somebody that was all conference before he got here. And it's like, man, that guy? Yes, that guy. Okay? It was egregious, the positions he was put in and the style that they asked him to play in. You know who he starts for right now and has ever since he's been in the NFL? The Los Angeles Rams. They're pretty good on defense. Like, that's not to maybe that extent. I don't know if he's going to be a starter. I don't know. But, like, you're going to see his game go back up, I think, because he's going to give somebody that understands what he needs to be coached through.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I hope so. I love the kid.
I think he is. I know what you're.
I hope he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, you also look at a guy that threw, whether it's all his fault or it's a lot of things, man. And the kid has shown exactly what it means to be an LSU Tiger. He has stuck around in a world that people don't stick around. He was given the 18 jersey for a reason. But like the play on the field, just like an X's and O's, he went from a first rounder to now probably an undrafted guy right now. Like he can turn it around, and he's got the skills, and he's got the skills to like go turn it around at the Senior Bowl and do all that stuff.
When I say play on Sundays, also like that doesn't mean the guy's going to be one of the 32 stars. I'm saying he's going to have an opportunity to be on the team. I think he's a drafted guy. I think he'll go down to Mobile, probably play well. I think he'll get back some of his mojo, and it's somebody that we'll see raise his level of play again. To what extent, I don't know. But he'll be on roster, and he'll be a he'll be a vested NFL guy.
And look, this the starting fresh in the middle of a season tends to do a lot of positive things for a team. It tends to happen. Look at what Coach O did when Les Miles was gone. You look at all over NFL, college. Maybe this has the right on the wall for Nuss to turn it around. I don't know. If he doesn't, I don't know. Van Buren came in there and played.
Look, well. If he doesn't, hard decisions have already been made. They got to continue to happen.
Yeah, and let me tell you, like play calling at any level is hard. It's a skill set that you either have or you don't. Like being a play caller, being able to adapt to a game, being able to set a tone in the game, and think of ad lib and think of these things at the last second in all these different situations. It's tough. It is really hard. And good play callers are few and far between. But the good ones, you hang on to them. You got to go find them. You got to pay them. And we have a brand new play caller. Who knows? Guy could be great. Guy could. Who knows? We have no idea. But I can tell you, it's going to be better than what we've had.
Yeah.
So to me, what it means to be a play caller at any level, it's like being a good writer, like an author, like a writer of a book. Like there's different themes that you have to implement into a game plan when you go into it. You create a plot, like there's a compelling plot that I'm going into this game plan that has got a clear beginning, it's got a clear middle and end, and it's driven by conflict, a sense of progression throughout the entire book and throughout the entire game. Then there's pacing. Like there's a rhythm that comes with play calling. You got to know when to punch. You got to know when to block. You got to know when to push and pull throughout the game. And that's that balance and that tension that moves the story forward. It moves the story the plot that you're trying to create. It moves it forward while making it more dynamic throughout the game. Then there's of course, there's an overall theme to what you're trying to do. It's the underlying message and the meaning that you want to imply, want to impose on your opponent. If you're an author, what you want to impose on your reader.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the story, there's an ending. There's a conclusion to all this. It's the resolution. It's like what you've been building to, what all of these, the plot, the pacing, the theme. It's the resolution of everything that you've been creating to that point. And it comes together. And if you're a good play designer, if you're a good game plan builder and designer against defenses, and you know how to script that, and you know how to create that through the ebbs and the flows, the negatives, the good, the bads, the penalties, the holding calls, the big plays. If you know how to create that and always come back to that plot that you're trying to create and that theme, that message you're trying to send to the other team, and you're working to a certain resolution, like that's the key. That's the skill set that is in a play caller, a play designer. And to this point, it looks like we've just been picking out plays. Picking and hoping. Like, yeah, sure, there's been good plays called that hadn't been executed. That's fine. That's football.
Yeah.
But it looks at this point, we haven't been writing that book, creating that narrative, imposing that narrative. We've just been kind of picking and choosing plays, running this and that because, it's RPOs. It's a good look versus run. We got a good look versus pass. Like, that's not imposing a will on anybody.
No, it's not.
Right?
No.
So it's just instead of creating a book, right? Instead of writing a story with your play design, your play call, and your game plan, we've just been picking and hoping.
Yep. That's well said. And a good play designer, a good play caller doesn't just open up the play sheet and put his finger on it and go down and be like, yes, let's do that one. And then does it again. Hey, we hadn't run this yet. Let's do that. A good play caller sets up every call that he makes. It has a purpose to it. Lane Kiffin, who's obviously going to be talked about a lot on this show, this station, and in this state for the next couple of weeks. Like, I'll see Lane do something, and I'll just put a star by it because I'm like, yep, He's coming back to that. He's setting that up for it could be the next series. It could be 2 series. It can be 3 series from now. But there's a rhyme and there's a reason to what he does and the game flow that he has. And there was never that. It was a truly, let's look down the chart. Yeah, that one looked okay in practice. Let's run that one.
Let's do that.
Hey, that worked earlier. You know what we're gonna do? Let's flip it. Yeah. Let's run it the other way.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that? You think defense are dumb? Like, you think that's a good play to put on tape?
Early in the game, we tried to run a screenplay. It was a fake power screen over the middle.
Wait, you faked a play that you haven't run once this year, and you thought the defense was going to fall for it?
Yeah, we play action
power.
That's
weird.
We pulled a guard.
Yeah, a play you haven't run all season long, and that's how.
I was watching it last night. I laughed out loud.
Shiting me.
I lulled.
Truly lulled. You haven't run a power all year long, and you're going to fake a power to set up a screen. I cannot believe A&M wasn't fooled by that.
We didn't score?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, boy. We're going to show some film when we get back.
Oh, my God. All right. More OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552. That is the number for 24/7, 365 weekend, game day, holiday, emergency service. Always going to be there for you. Go to the website today to also check out what they can do for you in the remodel game at your home, at your business. They're going to make sure that it gets done, big, small, everywhere in between. Also, go tankless today with the tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water again. And not only in Central, by the way, in the entire greater Baton Rouge area, centralplumbing.org.
Hey, that's fast. You talk fast there. Big or small, whatever it is. Central Plumbing, the plumbing experts in the greater Baton Rouge area. It doesn't matter what the size of the job is. It can be huge. I told you about it. They've done work at my house, work at my factory. They have outfitted everything from gas to water, whatever it is. Jake talked about the tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water again. No matter the job, let them handle it. And they had 24/7 emergency service too. So no matter the day, the time, whatever, 225-925-8552, centralplumbing.org.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back. Off the Bench, Monday morning. A lot of stuff happening right now in the world of LSU sports. Brian Kelly.
He gone.
Joe Sloan.
He gone.
All right, but look, we got a lot of season left to play. Well, Frank Wilson's going to take over. New play caller on hand. And we're going to show you, we've talked a lot of negative, a lot of speculation, a lot of facts. But we're going to show you just a couple of clips right now, get into a little bit of film. So, like, trust me, there's plenty of bad from the game, offensive, defense. But you know what? We want to share a little positivity, a little sunshine. We want to show you a couple of clips of our running game in the first half. That was absolutely great. We want to show you some good stuff. We've harped on the negative, and we're going to do a little bit more negative. We're going to, of course, Jake and I, we're going to write our article on the film study that will be published a little bit later at LouisianaSports.net. But look, Taylor, throw this up. I got a couple plays we want to show you on some good stuff, and a lot of it is stuff that we have pointed out in our film study and stuff that we've done here on the show and in the article that we read. A lot of it RPO issues. Well, you know, they kind of listen. Maybe they listened to our show. Maybe they read the article last week. Who knows? We're going to show you about 3 or 4 clips right here of positive running plays that we just haven't seen all season. Does this formation look familiar? Does it look familiar to anybody? Because all season, this has been an RPO where we'll either throw a wide receiver screen to the top or we'll throw a hitch route to the bottom. What did we talk about last week? Dig out the safety to the play side. Dig out the safety to the play side. Trey Dez, they're running to you. Dig out the safety. Bop! Explosive play. Second play of the game. Are you kidding me? That's what a running play is supposed to look like. Guess what? You see offensive linemen firing off to the second level. Trey Dez, come in. Hit him. That safety didn't see you coming. You know why? Because you hadn't done it all season. Yeah. But we did it.
And that's the toughest look you're ever going to get. That safety immediately added himself to the count.
Yep.
That's the toughest one that you'll ever have. And guess what? He did it.
Yep.
He did it. He found a way. Boom.
Love it.
Get out of the
way.
way.
In there. Get it. Bah. Let's go. Put your body in there.
That's how you're physical.
Let's go. That's what we talked about. First play I did on the film study write-up. Dig out the safety. And they did it. Quarter 2. First play of the second quarter. Motion in. We've seen these looks before. Hey, this doesn't look like a lot, but guess what? Look at the receivers at the bottom. We're not running dumb hitch routes. We're blocking. Get some. All right? Not the best play. It's first down. 4.5, 5 yards. You're on schedule. It doesn't look like a lot, but look at the lineman getting to the second level because the threat of the throw is not there. Next play. What do we say? Second ago, dig out the safety. Dig out the safety. Block with your receivers down at the bottom.
There you go. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
If we run hitches like we've been doing, this play's tackled for a 3-yard gain. That's what I'm talking about. That is what it should have been all season long.
Yeah.
We outthought ourselves.
Golly,
it's just beautiful.
Yeah. What's supposed
to
look
like?
Look
at the right tackle. There's no threat. There's no kick step. There's no threat of us throwing it. Fire off. Double team. Second level. I love it. Harlan Bailey, have a day.
I mean,
53 seconds left. Hey, let's go. Hey, number 4. Let's dig out some safety. Bah! One-on-one, you want if you're a coach, you pray that your running back gets one-on-one with a corner. Dig out the safety. Bop! Break a run. Now, we'll watch from the back. And remind you, we're all thinking it. We're all shaking our head. We're all old man waving our fists right now because we know this is the first half. And we know that Harlem Bear, this is Caden, but we know that Harlem got one carry in the second half.
Yep. And the problem is that's how you design a run game, but you figured it out way too late. And then even within this game, you still went back to some of the same stuff. Like that's day one install stuff in the run game. Everything's not an RPO.
Sorry, I just yelled at y'all too. A lot of bops. A lot of Chris Berman there, I feel like.
Gosh.
Well, you can't use emojis, so you have to use sound effects.
Sorry, I get excited. I get excited watching good run plays.
Or just the plays that you're supposed to do. That's a run game. Your receivers, and guess what? They showed they could do it. You know why? Because it will never be harder than what they just had. Those safeties were adding immediately, and guess what the receiver did? He found a way. Every time he found a way to make the block. If you do that against Ole Miss, I bet you would have won that game. You'd have won that game. If you would have done those things and not the RPO-ish that continued to do, like you'd have won the game. But you didn't, and so you didn't, and now here we are.
There's a time and place for RPO, but it's not your crutch.
No, it can be a little addition, a little change of pace, a little let's get them here.
Part of the pacing part.
Yes.
Of the writing the book.
If it's your main thing that you do in your run game, you don't have a run game, and LSU didn't, and that's why you've got 3 losses on the year.
If your game plan the first 15 has 5 RPOs on it,
yeah,
there's your sign.
So that's what it
Did I yell too loud?
No, you're good. You're good.
A lot of CTE, OTB chants.
All good.
In the chat.
All good.
Term of endearment.
This term of endearment here on this show. So, yeah. The fact that the receivers digging out safeties feels innovative for the LSU offense.
That's innovation,
tells
baby.
you everything you need to know
Peak
about what it was.
Digging
out
they did a
safeties.
good job. They did it with attitude.
They did. Probably begging to do it. Like, hey, we'll do it. Hey,
thanks, Coach.
Hey, we'll do it. We'll do it.
You mean I don't have to run a meaningless hitch route?
My God. Well, you know what? My hope is we don't have to worry about that anymore. Even in this season, because moves have been made, and now you know what it's supposed to look like. Even though you didn't come back to it in the second half. All right, we will step away. Still a lot to get to. There's a eulogy coming up. There's also like I really do want to get into the nitty gritty of who we would like to see be the next head football coach at LSU. We'll go around the room. We'll have all that for you. Before we take this break, I want to remind you about our friends over at Rouses.com. We'll be there Football Friday for the rest of the football season. We love your interaction. We love you coming to hang out. We love you coming to show your card collection, tell old stories during breaks, whatever it might be. We love our time there. You can pick up your tailgating packages, come say what's up to us, even in a bye week, right? You're still going to watch ball. Still going to have people over to the house. You can come buy that as well over at Rouse's. They've got it all stocked, locked, and ready to go. Go to Rouses.com to find the one that is nearest you and check out those weekly ads at Rouses.com. All right, so when we come back, we will give you some of maybe like individually, like who would you like to see? Who are some of the top names to be the next head football coach at LSU? And we'll have that for you when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GetGordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Get Gordon and get it done. And you can go to the website, GetGordon.com, and you can see cases they can handle for you in the courtroom, past client results. You can have a live chat with an agent right there on the home page. If you want to pick up the phone and give them a call, have a conversation with them, set up that consultation that way. Remember, it is your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. So 318-985-225, 337-504, whatever it might be. They are throughout the state of Louisiana. They are here to help you. At Get Gordon on all major social media is the handle. See what they're doing throughout the communities in Louisiana as well. Get Gordon and get it done.
Hey, Get Gordon, get it done. Louisiana Personal Injury Attorneys. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured No matter where it's been, if it's been in a car accident, whether it's been on the job, whatever it is, they've been doing it for years and years, helping people all over Louisiana get what they deserve. It is not your fault if you get injured. No matter where it is, like I said, give them a call. Let them fight for you. GetGordon.com, Gordon McKernan.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Nothing's quite the same now. I just say your name now.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. Here in this segment, we're going to go around the room. We're going to give you our top choice for who the next head coach of the LSU Fighting Tigers is going to be. But before we do that, if you've listened to us over the last couple of weeks, months, you know when we lose somebody, we pass it over to Matt, and he remembers them. So, Matthew, we turn it over to you.
Yeah. With a heavy heart. This one hits really close to all of us. We lost another one. gone too soon? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen of Tiger Nation, today we lay to rest the Brian Kelly era at LSU. When Kelly arrived from Notre Dame, LSU fans thought they were getting the final piece. A proven winner, a steady hand to restore the glory days. It began with confidence, a promise of process, and yes, a slight hint of a Southern accent that seemed to appear overnight. There were awkward dances with recruits, a few viral moments, and even a desk slam or two. He said he was keeping the receipts, but by the end, it felt like he was just collecting excuses. Kelly arrived in Baton Rouge with big expectations, experience, stability, and a track record of winning everywhere he'd been. And for the moment, it looked like he might bring LSU back to championship form. Yeah, there were flashes. Jaden Daniels Heisman, explosive offenses, and a brief, ever so slight taste of relevance on the national stage. But as time went on, the results didn't match the talk. No. Defense didn't find its footing. The big game moments slipped away. And next year became the most repeated phrase in Tiger Country. The truth is simple. Well, simple. Brian Kelly's tenure ended in failure. It fell far short of what LSU football demands. The championships never came back. Big wins didn't stack. And somewhere along the way, the spark that makes LSU never quite caught fire under his watch. So we closed the book on an era that began with hope and ended with unmet expectations. The Brian Kelly years will be remembered not for catastrophe, but for the uneasy feeling that the Tigers should have been more. So rest easy, Brian Kelly era. As we turn our eyes to a new future, a new hope. Whoever the next coach is, we hope you bring back the toughness, the discipline, the LSU way that set the standard for so many years. We're all hungry for it. We all want it. And we believe and hope that man will walk through those doors. And for that, we'll always say in our best borrowed accent, "Go Tigers!"
Well done, Matt. Well done. I know it's tough.
That's tough to get through.
Tough for you. All right.
We're losing too many people this year.
Now we'll go around the room. And, in these moments, it can be difficult, but
you have to move on.
Somebody has to step in. You got to move on.
Life finds a way.
Life continues on.
Life continues on.
So I'll pass it to you first. Your top choice to be the next leader of our LSU Fighting Tigers.
At this moment in time, I don't know if I have a top choice right now because there's I could say Lane Kiffin. That's like the easy answer I think everyone's going to go to. You could say Dan Lanning, how unrealistic it would be.
Yeah, I don't think Dan's leaving.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. I don't know. I said the one guy that I thought kind of popped in my head first the other day. Yesterday, just thinking, I mean, you got Brent Key, but, Jeff Brom kind of popped in my head just because of the success they've had in the big games with limited resources, with always behind the eight ball from a talent level at both Purdue
had
and
a winning
Louisville.
Record in the Big Ten.
Winning record at Purdue. And it's at Purdue and Louisville is 4-1 against top 5 opponents. Just beat a Miami 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, on the road.
With way less talent, what could he do with far greater talent and resources? That's intriguing, but I know there's a lot of intrigue out there. There's a lot of intriguing coaches from the big school level, from the mediums, and the small school. You could go all sorts of different ways. So I don't really have my like clear cut. Like number one, I don't want to get stuck in a bad contract. I know that. No more 10-year contracts. No, don't handicap the school. That's all I got. Alondra?
So Jeff Brom?
Nope. Don't back me in the corner. That's the first person that came to my head, like without doing any research.
You did a little bit of research.
I mean, yeah, it's true. A lot of my research came the other day when after they had beat Miami, I was like, oh my God, that's a good record. And then it was like he was the antithesis of James Franklin against top 5 opponents.
Yeah. Alondra.
So I'm kind of with Matt where I don't have like a clear person that stands out for me. I feel like I'm the only one that cannot get behind the Lane Kiffin want. Sark turned Texas around in like 2 years. So I think he's really good at play calling. If I had to do like a really outlandish one that nobody's going to like or agree with, it'd be that. I also like Dan Lanning, but also impossible. Not happening.
Yeah,
Brent Key.
I don't think Dan's leaving.
Brent Key's probably like the most realistic one that I would want.
Yeah.
What about the cat from Arizona State?
Kenny Dillingham.
Mm-hmm.
I would love if Kenny Dillingham was in the conversation. I think he checks a lot of boxes. Offensive mind, young head coach, exciting head coach. You're not going to beat him into the building, and you're not going to ever outlast him in the building. He's one of those guys. He's always in the building, always preparing, always getting ready. He would bring an energy and a youthfulness, I think, to the job that I think would go a long way. He went to Arizona State. He's from the area. He's from Tempe, Scottsdale area. Again, that's not saying those guys won't ever leave. I mean, certainly it's been done before, but that's one of the things to pay attention to. But, yeah, I'd love his name to be on the list. I had like one conversation with him, like the first one I had with him, and I was like, Coach, I'm pretty sure I'd pull my hamstring running down on kickoff for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind
right
of
now?
guy.
And you would.
I would.
Maybe
would,
3
both.
hamstrings.
Both of those would be true. I'd do it and I would pull it. So,
Sure.
yeah, I would absolutely put his name into the conversation, and I think he would deserve to be in the conversation. Tay-Tay.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to call Dan Lanning. I don't know how realistic that is. Matt was talking about 10-year contracts. Don't back your school into a corner. That's probably what you'd have to do to get Dan Lanning. Like, I love the guy. I
feel the same
coach.
about Lane, too.
Right, Lane, too. Like,
I was going to say, yeah.
You're going to have to pay these guys $13 million a year, give them like an 8-year deal. That's what it's going to take. For me, it's Brent Key, Georgia Tech. Like, I need a guy that's going to bring some physicality back to this program. We were talking about it the other day. Even when this team wins, I said, like, I don't like watching this team. They're not fun to watch. Georgia Tech is fun to watch.
Oh,
and
God.
It starts with Brent Key. That's
so
the guy
good,
I would
man.
go to.
I love it.
I mean, every name that Jeff Brom, Brent Key, Clark Lee, Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah. You look at the team. I was just thinking about like Georgia Tech being so much fun to watch. Brent Key, Vanderbilt with Clark Lee. Like, it's fun to watch. The 2 quarterbacks both those guys have are like caveman, meathead.
Yeah.
Like, hit your head against the
me love football
against a brick wall type guy. Like, it's a guy that you would not traditionally think would ever come, like LSU would recruit or kind of get, but like they're fun because of, the head coach, quarterback, like relationship. That's what you always look at, like in the NFL, the great teams, the head coach and quarterback were both greats, right? And especially together, they were great. It's just funny, like you just don't think of those guys being the big top recruiting guys that maybe not the most arm talent, not the guys that are going to go to the NFL, but man, they're just hard-nosed programs. And both those coaches have 2 quarterbacks with very similar mindsets.
They interviewed Haynes on game day again, like this week. That pregame, I'm like, can we interview him every week?
Absolutely.
He's phenomenal.
It's great. And Pavia was the same way.
Yeah.
Pavia dropped the S and an F-bomb on game day right there.
What's crazy about it, like if you had a conversation with Clark and Brent, like it would be two completely different conversations. Their demeanor is not even related to each other. Like Clark is one of the smartest people I've ever been around, which is crazy for a fullback. I tell him all the time, I'm like, you're the smartest fullback I've ever met. But that's just like, that's who he is. And he's a deep thinker, and he's certainly got some mean, nasty toughness about him, but it's like with his actions more than anything. And like when you interview Brent, like you think he's ready to fight. Like he's almost like got his fist is balled up as he's doing the interview. Like he's staying ready in case somebody tries to sneak him.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Like that's like, and I've interviewed him on person, on Zoom, and on everything. It's always like that. But the one thing you know about him is, like if you tried him, they're going to fight till they die.
Mm-hmm.
You know that about both those guys. That's what I want. Whoever that is, whoever comes in here is like, I'm going to get it done or I'm going to die trying. Whatever in my life is in the way of me getting it done is getting moved out of the way. And that might seem harsh. It might seem like a step too far, but that's just how I feel. Whatever the coach, whoever it is, when he comes in here, he has got to say from day one, what has happened is not going to happen anymore. And when teams play us, they're going to fill us, and they're going to fill us the next week, and the next week, and the next week, because we beat the hell out of them for 4 quarters. And I'm going to do everything in my power to get that done. I am going to be in this building. I'm not going to go on vacations. I am going to sit here and game plan for our opponent so I can impose our will on said opponent. And if I get it done, great. And if I don't, it's unacceptable. And I'm going to die trying to do it. That's what I want. Whoever that is. Whoever that is.
LSU.
I don't care. I don't care the name. I don't really care, if it's celebrated. When whoever's interviewing that person, whoever that is, board of supervisors, whatever president they select, the governor, the AD, I don't care. But when you're in that meeting, feel that on an elite level. Like, walk out of that meeting not being able to deny the passion that person had. And if you don't know that, let me in the meeting. I'll do it. I'll do it for free. You don't have to pay me a consultant. You don't have to do anything. Just let me be in the meeting. I promise you, if you have 5 guys in there, I promise you I'll give you the one that's going to be the best for the job as far as getting his team ready to go and making sure that they're prepared every single week and making sure that they're the most physical football team in America, that they're the most physical football team in every game that they play. And if you can't tell that, pass that to somebody that can. I'll do it. Flynn will do it. Alondra will do it. Tate, we'll do it. But you got to leave that meeting knowing that they're getting to work the second they get the job. It's the only thing that matters to them in life outside of their family, and they are going to lock themselves in that building until that gets done at an elite level. Not a good level, not even a great level, but an elite level. And that's who should get the job.
I agree on all accounts. You going to pick it?
I'll do it.
Say I won't.
I'll do it right now. Look, dude, we talk to too many people that are around football. You can tell in an interview if he has the right DNA for this job. We work hard in Louisiana. We are gritty in Louisiana, okay? We know what it takes to get a job done, and it's not always pretty. That's why I try to say too gritty to be pretty. People in Louisiana get ish done, and the next head coach should have that same mentality. I don't care if he's from North Dakota, the state of Washington, Arizona, the Northeast. Hell, he can be from Rhode Island for all I care. But when you talk to him, you got to know that as soon as you sit down, in the first word that he says, you got to feel that. And if you don't, he's not the right guy for the job. All right, we got to play catch up. More OTB when we come back.
Off the bench.
All right, go to allstartoyota.batonrouge.com, allstartoyota.batonrouge.com. Buying new, leasing, renting, everything is available, and it's always available. And you got multiple options to choose from. Obviously, when you're buying new, if you're leasing, you might, typically have 5 cars to choose from. Everything's available, multiple options, and everything that they offer, midsize SUV, full-size SUV, truck, van, hybrid sedan, you name it, they've got it. And if you're renting a vehicle, you got the holidays coming up, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, and you've got a trip planned, great. Because you can go rent a Toyota. Per-day rental prices, outstanding per-day rental prices, allstartoyota.com.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, located right there on Airline near Goodwood. And if it's that time you're in the market for a new car, maybe it's a used car, maybe it's a long-term lease, and maybe you can't get out of the house, you can go to their website, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, and see everything on their lot right there. And oh yeah, you can start the trade-in process of your current vehicle as well. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, welcome back in OTB. When it comes to heavy construction and industrial work across Louisiana, nobody does it better than Pala. From fabrication and maintenance to construction and turnaround services, Pala delivers safety, precision, and results every single time. For over 50 years, they've been the trusted team behind some of the biggest projects in the Gulf South. So when it's time to get the job done the right way the first time, go with the pros at palagroup.com. That's palagroup.com, building Louisiana's future one project at a time.
Got about the best Ask the Bench question I could think of.
All right, go ahead.
Right here. Is today a good day to be an LSU fan?
It's always a good day to be an LSU fan.
Always a good day to be an LSU fan.
And you can be excited about the future.
Be excited about the future. That's right.
I think
it's a day for hope.
Look, I think for where it was going, and you could see the direction, it wasn't going to get any better with the way it currently was, then I think today is a day of hope. Today is a day that the next time they get it they get it right. And for the next time, it's not what the resume says, it's but what the coach says about the program that he's coming to, because he wants to be at LSU so god dang bad that he cannot wait to get started. He wants to be at LSU so god dang bad that he is going to drive himself here and he is going to demand that he gets the job. It's going to be so god dang bad that he is going to drop everything in his life and say, family, we got to do it. We got to do it because this is where I got to be. That's what I want. Whoever that is.
Yep.
Whoever that person is.
Yep. What was done had to be done. It needed to be done with the direction it was going. We didn't think it could be done because of the money, the business part of side of things. We didn't know it could happen, but it did. Now here's the hoping.
Yep.
LSU gets it right. We believe.
Right.
We will always cheer. We'll always wear this
love
LSU
you.
around our chest.
We thank you today.
Go.
It's about those 3 letters.
Tigers.
LSU forever. Let's go.
Off the bench.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up.